So here we are, we've parked up at the Driving Test Centre in Nuneaton. We're on Vernons Road, and we've turned up for Ellie's driving test. Now Ellie's 17 and it's her first driving test, and we'll see how she gets on. You'll probably know from the headline at the start that she's passed it, and she's passed it quite easily, so it's a super test. We're just going through these show me tell me questions now, and this is Ellie. Hello Ellie. That's it. And that's me, the scruffy one with the shirt hanging out at the back. Just going to have a look under the bonnet to see where all the juices go for the car. So first of all, she's going to point out where the water goes into the washer bottle, and I'm going to tuck my shirt in. There you go. And then the coolant. So at the bottom of the screen you'll see where it says it's the 4th of September 2020. The time is 10:43, and a test started at 10:49 should I say, and it's my dash cam kind of turned off and then turned on here, but we've turned out of Vernons Road and we're onto Beaumont Road, so we're in the next road on the test here. And we know that on Beaumont Road, if you point the car in this direction, you can only turn left at this junction, so that's what will happen here. So there she goes, around to the left. First junction done. Well done Ellie. And now she's going to be asked to pull in and park on the left. This will be an angled start that Ellie has to execute here. Interestingly, a few months ago, I noticed there was 3 cars that set off for their test from the Nuneaton Test Centre, all at the kind of same time. All 3 did an angled start on that car, so there's a high probability that you will have to do that as well. As we come to the end of the road here, we're going to turn right, and that will take us into Earls Road. Now the thing about Earls Road, again, you usually, not always, but you usually have to turn right again at the end of this road. And what tends to happen here, because the next road is quite a busy one, is you would normally have to wait. And it's quite blind as well both ways, so it's not easy to see. So Ellie's having to wait here for a few seconds, which will seem like an eternity, won't it? Particularly on your driving test, having to wait such a long time. But in the end it becomes a kind of test of your composure. And can you wait for this long in this stressful situation and still ease the car away with control? And in Ellie's question, or in Ellie's case, that's exactly what she's done. So brilliant driving there from Ellie, well done. Now Ellie's going to make 3 driving faults through this test. I wonder if you can spot where they are. That certainly wasn't one of them, and but that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So there's 3, and we'll see. Just as a point here, you see what she's done. As the car has pulled out of the car park there, she's held back to give it room to get away, and that's going to have it because it's moved out in front of her anyway. And she's going to do exactly the same thing with another car that pulls out of the right-hand junction just here. So it's pulled out in front of her. She's just held back, given it some room, and carried on. And that's brilliant. Again, brilliant driving there from Ellie. Well done. Around we go. Now we're in the road here now where the Jubilee Sports Centre is. And Ellie's going to drive into the Jubilee Sports Centre car park. And you'll see something here that's quite odd that Ellie does. And I'm trying to work out in my mind whether it's a fault or whether it's not. I actually don't think it is one, so I don't think this is going to be one of the 3 minor faults that she got. She's going to turn right into the sports centre here. Now I usually tell people or advise people to get into first gear as they make this turn, because it's it can be quite dodgy. There's the Lego bricks here, but judging from the speed at the bottom of the screen, it looks like that Ellie's stayed in second gear there to go through there. But we'll look over that. She's turned in. She's going to be asked to pull forward into a parking bay. Let's see what she does. So she's gone into the second row there, which really, because the examiner wants you to reverse out, you see, at this point. So what he's done there is just said, oh, that's not quite what I wanted, something along those lines. Let's just have another go at that, and just pull into the first, drive into a parking bay and pull into the first one, not the second one, or second row. And so she's gone the other side now, just to make it difficult for herself. And she's made sure then that she's not gone over the bay. So that's brilliant. I've never seen that before, and I'm wondering if I've never seen that before on test. I'm wondering if the instructor that was in the white Mini there is saying to his student now, oh look, she's on test, she must have failed because she's having to do that manoeuvre twice. But if he is, then he's wrong. Anyway, she's reversed out, nice control reversing out there. She must have been looking around all the time, because we know that she's passed a test. And this here has meant that the manoeuvre part, of the reversing manoeuvre part of her test is over quite quickly, isn't it? It's at the start of the test. So she's no longer needing to worry about that or think about that anymore. And she'll come out of the car park past the Lego bricks again. They are actually Lego bricks, just a bit, to make a little house. Okay, so we're going to go right when we get to the end of this car park, and let's see how she gets on here. Again, having to wait. The road surface here is very kind of bumpy. It dips down quite a lot as you move in and out of this car park. You might see that on the camera actually. Well, let's just have a look. But she is having to wait, and again she's having just to stay a little bit composed just while she waits. And when she does move away, she's going to move away. There it is. And she's going to move away, she's going to execute that move off perfectly, really. So very good, brilliant again from Ellie there. Now Ellie has been asked to pull in and park on the left once in the test so far, and she'll be asked to pull in and park on the left again along this road. This is Green Moor Road, and she'll be asked to pull in and park on the left again, and you can see it's a hill, it's an uphill. So this will be like the hill start, I suppose. But this will be the second time that she'll be asked to pull in and park. And and she's going to be asked to pull in and park a few times through this test. So we'll have to see how many times that occurs. So she's pulled in nicely. It is a hill start. Let's just see if there's going to be any rollback at all. The answer is no rollback there. So that's fantastic. Brilliant from Ellie. Well done. He's just an absolute star. That's great. So we're going to follow this road along. And again, it says 30 road. So she's building her speed up as she goes. And we're going to come up to the roundabout. And we'll be turning left, I would imagine, at this roundabout here at the Horseshoes pub. Great timing there. You notice how she didn't stop, hardly had to slow down, and that's forward planning. That's anticipation, that is. That's you know, Ellie looking at the junction and you know, judging if she can go or if she needs to wait, and getting it again absolutely spot on. What a star. I'm going to come up to another roundabout now, and this is the roundabout that crosses the A444. So again, it's going to be about timing, your approach, and again, brilliant. Look at this. So she's timed that perfectly and been able to carry on. She's going to just centre the car as she goes through this smaller gap. This is College Street, this is. And the thing about College Street, it's wider at one end than it is at the other. We're at the wide end now. So as we travel down this road, it kind of tapers in a bit. And where it tapers in, at the very end, also there's lots of parked cars on both sides. So it's very often that you'll need to just give way or move over or slow down, whatever, to let somebody through. But today, it's been all clear, and she's managed to get through with no problems. There's quite an awkward kind of right turn here at the end. But again, Ellie executes that perfectly. She's got perfect position, and now she's having to wait again for the new road, or the main road, the major road, to clear so that she can move on. Again, it's a little bit about how composed you can be and how you're not letting the fact that you've had to wait for a few seconds bother you too much. Nicely done, Ellie there, well done. Now as you come along this road, there's a mini roundabout ahead of us. We've done one manoeuvre, so if we turn left at this road, we'll probably turn right after that, and that will be into a little kind of estate where, and the reason for coming down here is so that you can do the controlled stop or emergency stop, as most people know it. And we're going to turn right into this road, past this white car and this taxi that's parked here, look. What the examiner's doing now is looking for a suitable road where he can do this emergency stroke controlled stop. They've changed the name of it recently, don't know why. It amounts to the same thing. You do exactly the same thing, it's just called something different. It's political correctness gone mad. So let's see what happens. I'm going to turn right here, I think. Yes, there you go. And this will be another time that Ellie will have been asked to pull in and park on the left. So how many times is that now? So the examiner's saying to her now, this is going to be the controlled stop. I'm going to drive along as normal. I'll give you the signal and then stop as though someone had stepped off the pavement onto the road in front of the car. Let's see how she gets on. Executed brilliantly there, and she's now just doing a 6-point check, I would imagine, I would hope anyway. She's doing a 6-point check before she moves on again. There you go. You stopped the car, you gave the signal there at 18 miles an hour, so it wasn't even going that quick, was it really? You know, my point there is don't get over worried about that. because they always make sure it's clear, it's on a clear road, and they don't go excessively quick to do it. He will also have said, thank you very much, I won't ask you to do that again. This bend that Ellie's on now is quite interesting because it's it seems like the longest bend in the whole country, but it bends round to the right. And you'll notice that Ellie's staying well into the left. Quite easy to cut you know, when the road bends round to the right, quite easy to cut into the centre of the road. But she's not done that. She's kept in a brilliant position. And again, that's brilliant driving from Ellie. Well done, mate. Well done. Quite a long straight road, and you'll notice on the left hand side as we come to the end of it, the white taxi and the white car. So we're coming out of this little housing estate and on the same road that we came into it on. There it is. So we went round there just so that we could do the control stop. I'm going to turn left here, and that's going to take us back on up to the main road that we turned off of initially. Now we're going to come to the end of this road. It's a mini roundabout, but it is the end of the road. I do like people to get into first gear here, but again, judging by the speed, Ellie's gone round in second. But that's okay, it was clear, and she beat the white car by a long way, and no problem there. Just as we come down here, this is the road that goes down to the Griff roundabout. And on your left here, normally there's a Hyundai that's parked strangely just about there. And it's always there. But over this last week, it's not been there. And it's a bit like you know, it's just, I kind of miss it because it's not there. It's a bit like a landmark really, but there it is. We're on this road now, and this is the one that goes down to, as I say, to the Griff roundabout. Da, da, da. Yeah, this is the one that people, particularly learner drivers in Nuneaton, worry about the most. But it's quite an easy one to do. And I think Ellie's been asked to turn right at the roundabout, and you'll notice there that she's changed lanes, and she's used her door mirror and her indicator to do that. As we come down here, either the examiner has asked her or the sat nav is telling her to follow the road for Nuneaton, and she's got into that road. On the road markings there, it said Nun, N-U-N, for Nuneaton. And this Griff roundabout, as we know, is a spiral roundabout. So that means she's going to start off on the inside or the lane next to the island itself, and then her lane, as she follows it around, will make her move out to the outside lane before she leaves the roundabout. And in general terms, all you need to do with these ones is just find your lane and stay in it. They're actually quite easy once you've got that kind of thought in your mind. So the light's gone on to amber, now green, and we're moving off. And you can see she's gone directly into the lane that says Nuneaton on it, N-U-N, Nun. As we come around here, she's now looking for, again, the Nuneaton lane. Oh, she's got into the right-hand one of the two that go to Nuneaton. So she's now in the wrong lane, really, or not the wrong lane, but better off in the left lane. But she's realised a mistake, I think. And she's just stayed in her lane and allowed that to take her off the roundabout. So she's kept quite cool, and now she'll have been checking her mirrors, moving over and getting back into the left lane. But she moved back into the lane she actually wanted after she got off the roundabout there. So she didn't change lanes on the roundabout, which would have been quite dangerous. But she had the presence of mind, really, to wait till she got off, having realised she'd made the mistake, to wait till she got off the roundabout, made sure it was clear, and then moved over. So again, she's made a bit of a mistake there, but she's corrected it. And that is brilliant driving from Ellie. Well done, mate. Again, absolutely brilliant. This is a 50-mile-an-hour road, by the way, and currently we're doing, well, we did 43, we're now at 42, 41. So this road is a 50-mile-an-hour road. We didn't really get above 43 miles an hour there coming along here. So all the people that tell me and that tell you that you have to get up to the speed limit or else you'll fail, well, they're wrong, aren't they? Because Ellie didn't do that and she still passed. So it's only where that's applicable. So if it's safe to get up to the speed limit, then you'll want to do that. But if not, then no, it's not always the way. I'm going to come along here. We're on the A444 now, by the way, and we're going to go straight ahead at this roundabout. So having done the Griff roundabout, we're now going to go straight ahead towards the Arches roundabout. She's seen the silver car and the ambulance, so she's just waiting. This is a hill as well, you know, and Ellie's the lead car here on this hill. And again, no rollback, just absolutely perfect move away. Brilliant again from Ellie there. She's having a bit of a good day, actually. Actually, most of the days driving with Ellie have been good days. We're going to go down this steep hill towards the Arches roundabout, but she's in the left lane and it looks like she's just going to go straight ahead, taking the first exit. So no real worries here. It's just about staying centered in your lane as you go around this roundabout then now, because there is quite a little bit of steering to do. You can see we're on the A444, and now we're moving all the way over, staying centered in the lane, making sure that we don't drift into the lane next to us, and around we go. Brilliant again. So this is Coton Road, and it's a 40-mile-an-hour road, and we can see there are cars overtaking Ellie on the right-hand lane. And again, you know, it's not safe to get up to 40 at the moment because there's too much traffic around us. So she stayed at a reasonable speed. She's not losing any distance from the cars in front, and that's perfect, isn't it? So 40 road, 28 is the most she's got up to here. So again, for you people that keep telling me you have to get up to the speed limit, you are wrong. You don't have to. When Ellie comes to this next roundabout, she's going to turn right, and so again she'll be using her door mirror and her indicator to change lanes, and she'll do that at the first opportunity. There you go. Now this is a rope walk roundabout. She'll be turning right at it. What the examiner's looking for here, amongst other things, but in particular, is that Ellie will do the lifesaver look. So she's going to change lanes on the roundabout, isn't she? Because she'll be on the inside and then move to the outside as she comes off. And that's where she'll need to do the lifesaver look, just as she's done. So she'll be using a door mirror in the same way that she's used it to change lanes. She's looking for a blocker now, and the police car is her blocker. And in she goes. That's perfect. That's perfect driving. As she comes round, she'll get to the second exit. She'll do a lifesaver look about now and then move over. And she must have done that or else she wouldn't have passed. So that's brilliant again from Ellie. Well done, mate. I seem to have said that quite a lot through this, don't I, really? As we come down to this next roundabout, she'll be turning left, going past the library. So there's a car waiting at the traffic lights, and as the lights go to amber and then green, it will move off, and Ellie's going to move off as well. Now one thing you'll notice here is this white car is going to try and turn left, but it won't be able to. So what Ellie's done is she's held back. She's not tried to go around the outside of it because there's a junction and a bend. So she's waited for the space to clear and then moved on. And there you are, and that's perfectly safe now manoeuvre. Again, brilliant driving from Ellie there. It's a one-way system, this is now. And the thing that we know about this as you go around the back of the post office here is that it's not a pedestrianised area, but people do tend to wander out into the road as though it is all the time. And so we have to be quite careful. These two have waited because they've seen a car coming, but there's another one, so that's the second person just wandering out into the road without a care in the world. Ellie's going to keep on the left hand side of this right hand bend. What a star. That's fantastic. Well done. We're coming up to the traffic lights and we're in the left lane. Now you'll notice ahead of us that there's a white car that's parked in the left lane. So Ellie's now having to decide how she's going to execute this, because she's going to need to change lanes to get around that parked car. So we're in the one-way part of Nuneaton at the moment. So you can see what she's done. She's held back, let the two cars next to her go, and then she's used the space that they leave, the safe space, centred the car past the white car, and then moved in. Again, brilliant driving from Ellie there. Absolutely brilliant. You know, I think she should have passed just for that, to be honest with you. She's making sure she can get over the crossing there before she moves in. And now there's very often a traffic queue on this little bit of road, mainly because of the crossing there. As we come up to the next roundabout, what a lot of people will do is they'll go straight ahead. A lot of people on test, and learner drivers in particular, they'll go straight ahead, but they'll follow the cars in front and end up in the wrong lane. You see these two have both gone in the right hand lane, but Ellie's gone in the left lane like she should, and that's absolutely brilliant. And she's decided that she can't go there, it's too much, and now she's moved on. Fantastic, well done. Again, she's followed the left-hand lane all the way around the roundabout. So her positioning today on this test on the 4th of September 2020 has been absolutely spot on. The next roundabout that she comes to, she'll be going straight ahead again, second exit, and the road sign, the big white road sign, not that one but the next one, the big white road sign, will tell you which lane to get into to go straight ahead, if you look at the bottom of it. And then also the road markings will tell you as well. As she's moved up here, she's timing, she's let the red car go, she's going to let the blue car go, and then she's moved on. She's moved into the middle lane here, and she's going to do a lifesaver look and then back into the left. That again, Ellie, by the way, is fantastic. Well done. As she comes along this road, the next turning will be a right at the traffic lights. And so she'll be getting that instruction, and you can see that she's moved into the correct lane quite early on there, really, by the looks of things. But that's good, isn't it? Because you want to get into your lane as soon as you possibly can, and that way you won't have to deal with all of this when you get to the end. Now, just as a point here, this blue Mini that's in front of us at the moment is going to do something that would fail their test. On any day would fail their test. So as we move forward, we can see that the blue Mini will stop on the crossing, and obviously that's going to fail you. Good job they're not on their test today, but they probably don't care because they've passed. But what Ellie's doing is she's hanging back, she's making sure she can clear the crossing, and then she's going to move to the line. And again, you'll notice she'll hang back for a second here, there, to make sure that she can get over the road and off into a safe position, and she'll hang back again there to make sure that she can get over the crossing. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant driving from Ellie. Absolutely fantastic. This is a 20-mile-an-hour road that we've moved into now, so she's just going to keep the speed down, centre the car through this gap. Brilliant. And she's just going to follow this road along. Now you'll notice her speed, if you look at the bottom of the screen there, is like 13, 14, 15, so that's fine, isn't it? Along this road, it's a 20-mile-an-hour road. And this is Queen's Road, and it changes from a 20 to a 30 just outside the cob shop, or cafe as they call it around here. Can't say cob in Nuneaton, they don't know what that is. But anyway, it's going to change from 20 to 30, and it's coming up just about where's it gone? There it is. There's the calf, and there's where it changes to 30, but she's not increasing her speed yet because of all the cars that are parked, and it's a smaller space to go through. So she's just maintaining that low speed, centering the car, and now it's clear. Now she'll start to increase the speed. So again, that's good anticipation, isn't it? That's brilliant driving from Ellie there again. Now we're coming to the roundabout. The next roundabout, she'll be asked to turn right the second exit, and the second exit is a right turn because it's beyond 12 o'clock. And you'll see what Ellie does here. She's going to wait for the red car and the lorry to come through. The handbrake's gone on probably here at this point, and she's just setting herself up to move on. So she's looking for a blocker, and that's a blocker there. So she perhaps could have gone in that space, but she decided not to. She's waiting for a safer space, I think. And she's deciding that that's the safer space to move into. Blue van's having to wait. And now she's going to turn back into Beaumont Road, where she was at the very start of the test. So this is the second road she turned into. So again, although we're quite close to the end of the test here, and you'll know that if you're coming along this road, again she's been asked to there pull in and park on the left. Again, so that's another time. And now she'll just be asked to pull away just when she's ready. And what the examiner's looking for when they do this is they're looking for where you're looking. So he's looking to see that she looks in the blind spot before she moves off, which she's obviously done because we know that she's passed. And again, she's just going to centre the car past the parked car. Brilliant. And as we come along here, this road just bends around to the left, and it takes you back into Vernons Road to where the test centre is. Now here's a particularly brilliant thing that Ellie's done here. So here's a give way line, and the speed limit drops to 20. Let's see if Ellie stops the car completely. No, she doesn't, because she's done perfect timing there to mean that she's read the situation, she's seen the space, she's slowed down enough and was able just to carry on. At the very end of her test, she's still brilliantly driving, and that's why she's passed, because she's kept her mind in the right place and she's kept her composure all the way round, and she's driven absolutely brilliantly there. And well, let me be the first one to congratulate you, Ellie. You've been an absolute dream to teach, if I'm being honest, and you've been an absolute credit to yourself and your family. And well, I wish everybody was like you that I met. And also remember that you have promised your little brother that you'll take him on a road trip to McDonald's as in your course as soon as you can. The examiner's now telling her that she's passed, and that and he's showing her the paper certificate, which will act as her licence while he sends a provisional licence off to the DVLA, and it will be about 10 days to 2 weeks before her actual fully qualified green licence will come through. And here we can see, this is me driving now as we're pulling away, so please don't judge. But that's it. Hopefully that was Ellie's test, and she's passed, and it's on the 4th of September 2020. And well, there you go. Hopefully that's been some help to whoever's watching this video. And well, I wish you luck, and I hope that you get on well and pass your own tests. If you drive like Ellie has done today, then you absolutely will do. Cheers, guys.